Good afternoon and welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. We're here for the last Manchester Met Mystics home game of the season against the London Lions. I'm Kaz Bullock and I'm here with Adam Masters, and we're going to be bringing you today's game. Adam, looking forward to this matchup?
Yeah, it's that sort of bittersweet. The last game of the season is always sad because it's at the end of the season, but then you've got the excitement of the postseason to come. And I mean, God, where do you begin to talk about the amount of superstars that are on both teams today? Bit lost for words when you look out there and just look at the Mystics and the London Lions, at who's out there, and think about what they've achieved. It's pretty incredible, really.
It really is. It's like a who's who of British basketball, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got the Mystics currently in the standings. They are 8th in the standings at 10 and 12. They are going to need a win and some results to go their way for a playoff spot. They're far too confusing for me to reel off now, but you can check in with Michael Hansen-Morris for the scenarios that needs. And London are currently 21 and 0 and looking to go unbeaten for the whole season and finish with that first seed. So the Mystics last played Durham last Sunday, lost that one in a close one, 68-55. They were led by Georgia Jones, who had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and it was her 150th appearance for the Mystics. So the Georgia Jones legend just keeps getting bigger and better.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2,000 points for the career this season, 150th appearance. There's so many things that she's done in her career. And I'm sure she's up for it tonight because she's playing against a lot of her peers, the likes of Jolene and Warner. They grew up together, they've played since they were kids. And I think she always rises to the occasion when she's playing against her peers, the people she's played with for GB. And I think we're going to see a nice performance from Georgia tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And someone else that's also been having a really good season for the Mystics this year, Dominique Allen.
Another superstar, one of how many people here tonight? Just Azania and Dom? Yeah.
3 Olympians in the house.
3 Olympians in the house. So yeah, obviously the career of Dominique Allen's an incredible one as well. And again, much like Georgia, I'm pretty sure that, playing against Azania Stewart is enough to keep you on your toes, and Dom's certainly it's a perfect size matchup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that little battle as well.
Dom having a career high this season as well in points per game, 10 points per game on 48.8% shooting, which was the same as last season. Yeah,
and she's done it on a couple of injuries as well. I mean, we know she's suffering a bit of a calf injury right now, but she's just so tough. She's such a solid player and a solid human being. She'll play through pain, especially if it means being there for a team against a team like this London Lions side.
Yeah, really tough player. And then we look over to London, you've got just absolute, like we said, legends of the game, Jolene Warner, Azania Stewart, Olympians. We've got Cassie Breen, who has now got the single season record for most threes made. She's made 85. Chelsea Shumpert was second with 83. Do you want to take a guess at who was third with 82?
In threes?
In single season, most threes made in a single season.
Holly.
No, it's kind of a loaded question here with the team they're playing against.
Georgia Jones?
Yes.
Okay. I thought we were talking about just London, but
no single season record for the WBBL. So it's now Cassie Breen 85, Chelsea Shumpert with 83, and Georgia Jones with 82. Last season, in fact, that was. So starting fives for the team today, we have Erica Williams, Dom Allen, Georgia Jones, Rhian Bailey, and Vanessa Accra for the Mystics. And starting for London, we have Holly Winterburn, Chantel Charles, Kennedy Leonard, Jolene Warner, and Azania Stewart. So Mystics were playing in blue today, and Lions in white. And London looking to keep that unbeaten streak alive before they head into their last 2 games this weekend. So after today, they'll be playing Friday against Essex, and then finishing the season on Sunday against Sevenoaks.
I mean, is that a record itself in the WBBL? Unbeaten season. Quite. Oh, let's check that one out actually. But I mean, what incredible record indeed. I mean, when you look at this roster, you can look at it a couple of ways at the start of the season. You're going, okay, sometimes a team that loaded with superstars struggle to gel. You know, you've got the ego thing, you've got the talent thing, and it sometimes doesn't always go the way it's planned. But this is where it's an absolute dream. I mean, this team have been a joy to watch all year, and I just feel privileged that we get to sit courtside and call this one, Kaz.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Mark Clark has done an absolutely fantastic job with the team, and you know, it's just so exciting to see these players, isn't it? We're right up close here as well.
Yeah, of course it is, and you're seeing the next generation as well. By seeing the likes of Kennedy Leonard and Holly Winterburn, so it's just past, present, future, all in one.
Yeah, it's working perfectly, and they've achieved so much this season. I'm sure they've got a lot more to go. So we'll get things underway, and the ball is up, and Stewart tips it into the hands of Leonard for London. So London with the first possession. Kennedy Leonard hands it off to Azania Stewart, inside to Charles, and she just lays it in. First 2 points of the game for London. As Georgia Jones brings it up for the Mystics. To Rhiann Bailey, Joe Leedham-Warner's guarding her. Accra. Back to Bailey. Over to Jones. And that float is just knocked away. And Leonard comes up with it. So, first three of the game for London. And Jones, Leonard's on her. Jones trying to make some space. She's doubled. Inside, and Bailey lays it in off the glass. Great move from Rhiann Bailey. And Rhiann Bailey, another player as well, in a veteran player, but having a really, really good season as well.
Rhiann Bailey's tough. I mean, you saw it there. Rhiann's not scared of anybody. She doesn't care, how great of a player's in front of her. You get the same treatment with Rhiann Bailey. Hard basketball. So
Mystics steal that one. Bailey comes away with it. Accra looking inside. Bailey keeps hold of that one as she spins, and off the glass that one's too strong, but Azania Stewart grabs the rebound. Leedham-Warner for London. Swings it round. Winterburn for three. That one's just short, and Dominique Allen picks it up. And how about that? Leedham-Warner to Winterburn. What a combination.
Well, it's like I was saying before, you've got the future of the game with one of the legends of the game playing together on one floor.
As Joe Leedham-Warner steals it away, and she's coming up with it. Kennedy Leonard's there underneath the basket. Easy lay-in for Leonard. And for people that don't know, Adam, so people that have watched this, listen to us regularly, they must hear us just go on and on about the JLC, the Joe Leedham column.
Right, watch this game and you'll get it by the end of the game. That's all I'm saying.
The JLC is inspired by the great Joe Leedham, who's on the court right now. Dom Allen with the short pull-up jumper doesn't go. Vanessa Accra tips the rebound to herself. And Bailey swings it round to Williams. To Jones. Jones for three. That one's good. Georgia Jones hits. And it's going to be a 7-5 Lions lead with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Winterburn pulls up for three. That one doesn't go. And Holly Winterburn, one of the players that took down Team USA when she was playing at Oregon. And imagine coming up a team against Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, and you beat them. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'd say that's one to definitely remember throughout your career, isn't it?
So Mystics with the inbound. Williams. Over to Jones. Jones is trying another three, and that one doesn't go. It'll be a rebound London. Leonard with the ball. Back over to Charles. Leonard gets it back. Leedham-Warner. Inside to Leonard. Winterburn with four to shoot. Passes it off to Stewart. She's doubled. Leonard for three. That one's not going to go. And Dom Allen grabs the rebound. Allen to Jones. Jones pulls up for 2. That one doesn't go. And ball's tipped again. London get the ball. Nice move from the Mystics to steal that one away. As Jones' pass inside is just a little bit off. And London have come away with that one. So Leedon Warner's going to slow things down. Hands it over to Winterburn. Leonard pulls up, and that's good. Nothing but net on that one for Kennedy Leonard. And Kennedy Leonard leading the league in assists this season, 8.6 per game. And she's been in her 2nd season with the Lions, just been absolutely fantastic to watch all season. That's going to be a foul. It's going to be foul on London. Her first, so that's on Chantel Charles, her first. And Jones is going to shoot 2 at the line. First shot's just short. And second's good. So Georgia Jones with 4 points in today's game. Leah McDermott comes into the game for London as Leedon Warner's 3 doesn't go. Lions get the rebound there to another 14. Leedon Warner to Joseph. Hands it off to Leedon Warner. 5 on the shot clock. 3 is up, and that is good. Jo Leedon Warner. That's her first points of today's game. 12-6, London lead. Williams back to Accra. Accra's going to try a 3. That one's no good, but Williams grabs the rebound. Allen, short jumper. That one's not going to fall. And rebound London. London come back on the attack. Joseph's pass inside to Stewart was just knocked away. I liked what was going to happen there. That looked really, really exciting.
That was a nice move, wasn't it?
You've got some fancy passes when you've got the league leader and assist leader on your team. She sets the tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be substitution for the Mystics. Rianne Bailey's going to come back in, and Erica Williams is going to head to the bench. So McDermott to inbound. To Joseph. Joseph's going against Moore. McDermott gets it back. Leedon Warner. She pulls up for 3. That's too short. Into the hands of Accra. Bailey inside to Allen. She's going against Stewart. And kicks it out. Moore's pass is broken up, and London come back with it. Charles going against Allen all the way off the glass and in, and she's going to head to the line as well. What a great move from Chantel Charles to get to the line and finish the possession. And Charles, a 63% shooter from the line this season. Completes a 3-point play. So it's going to be a 15-6 Lions lead with just over 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bailey hands it off to Jones. Jones' pass is knocked down off of foot, so that is end line Mystics ball. We've got 9 on the shot clock. So Accra's going to inbound. Accra into Allen. Over to Moore. Moore driving. And scoop layup, and great move from Alicia Moore. And Adam, that's a player that I feel like we've really seen come along this season.
Yeah, good for you, Alicia Moore. You know, she's played against this team a couple of times now. Nothing to be afraid of. She just took it on, you know, played the kind of possession she wanted to play. Great little move there from Alicia.
as Joe Leedon-Warner bangs in another 3. So we'll have a substitution London. As Stephanie Ume comes in and Azania Stewart is going to head to the bench. So Lions with a 10-point lead. Jones over to Allen. To Moore. Bailey gets it, passes back to Moore. And that's knocked off. That's going to be sideline Mystics ball. Jones driving, little floaters up, and that one's just a bit too strong. And Mystics can't keep hold of the rebound, but Jones nearly steals it away. No, McDermott comes up with it. Ume's got it. And Lions get it over the line. Leedon-Warner to McDermott for 3. That's good. And London on fire from 3 so far today. As Accra gets it over to Moore. She's going to slow things down a little bit. Bailey swings it round, nearly stolen away. Long 2 from Georgia Jones. Doesn't go, but Accra grabs the rebound. Allen with the short jumper. That's good. And some good ball movement from the Mystics on that possession. Yeah,
very good. And what you want to see is Dom spot up like that and take those mid-range jump shots, because she can make them all day. You know, I even want to see the panted Dom Allen fadeaway tonight, please.
The one-legged fadeaway.
The one-legged fadeaway.
Dom, do it. I don't know if she can hear us from here.
Well.
As Lions force a turnover, so they will get the ball back. So I want 2 things from this game, Adam. I want a one-legged Dom Allen fadeaway, and I want a Shanice Beckford-Norton dunk.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice, yeah.
She's like this close. Well, no one can see, but she's so close. She's so close to dunking as Shanice.
Yeah. Has this been going around on socials?
It's been going around from me and Darren Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard she's got a lot of hops, for sure.
She's bouncy. So Anne Shea into the game for the first time from the Mystics. Shea passes over to Bailey, to Williams. Williams inside, tough move from Erica Williams. She's not going to get a call on that one. Ball is back with London. McDermott to Beckford-Norton. Inside to Ume. Joseph's going to get it. And great pass from Joseph to Ume. She finishes it.
That was a beautiful pass. We had the perfect view of that. Threaded the needle, bucket.
I bet Kennedy Leonard gives some passing masterclasses in practice.
Oh, can you imagine watching these lot out passing each other in a practice? Yeah.
So it's going to be Mystics end-line ball, 25-10. Lions lead with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Shea. She's guarded by Breen, Cassie Breen, into the game for London. Bailey, 3 to shoot, needs to put something up. She does, and oh, that looked like it was about to hit. Bit too short though.
From this angle, it looked like it was nothing but net.
Yeah. It was a tough shot though, under pressure and off balance, I think. And Lions have a really deep rotation as well. They're able to go to their rotation early, and that's one of the things that's contributed to them being such a success this season.
Oh yeah, I mean you could spot 5 for 5, and you've still got a legit starting 5, if that makes sense. This is the deepest bench I think we've ever seen in the WBBL for sure.
There's a substitution, and you look over and you think, okay, so a GB player's gone out, and a GB player's come in.
Yeah, it's like star for star, isn't it?
As Beckford-Norton steals that one away, Joseph against Mayer, and gets that one to drop in. 13 seconds to go in the first. Bailey over to Williams. And she's going to go up, lays it off the glass and in, and she's going to head to the foul line. Bit of a hard fall for Erica, but she looks like she's okay. And Erica, one of the new players for the Mystics this season, has had a great season. She's leading the Mystics in scoring, 15.9 points per game. And she's just been a real boost for the team as well. She's had like, I don't know how many 7-6 3-point games as well.
I mean, she's been a bucket for sure, and we've said it all year long. If she gets hot from outside, it's on. You know, she's got such a beautiful technique, and she can shoot threes all day if she wants to.
As Beckford Norton just steps out of bounds on that one, so ball is back with the Mystics with 1.5 to go. So it's going to be a catch and shoot, full court prayer, or just bounce it off you and turn it over.
Well, they're saying there's 0.3 left on the clock, so. Or if they ended it. No, that'll do it, I think.
That'll do it, okay. Oh, so there we go for the first quarter. Clock in the arena's wrong. Apologies, everyone. So, end of the first quarter, 29-13 Lions lead. They are led by 6 points from Stephanie Ume and Jolene Warner. And the Mystics are led by 4 from Georgia Jones and 3 from Erica Williams. So Mystics will next be back in action on Sunday. That will be their last game of the season against Leicester away. This is the last home game of the season. It almost feels like 5 minutes since we started.
Also, I mean, these seasons come and go so quickly, and it's like I was saying, it's always sad when it's the last home game of the season. You know, hopefully, with that slurry of bizarre results that Mikey posted to us the other day that needs to happen for Mystics to make playoffs, hopefully that'll happen. I know it involves Mystics beating Leicester.
Yeah.
And
there's a couple of scenarios, I think, depending on whether Durham win their next game as well. But it's been tough for the Mystics this season. We look at the bench now. You know, they've never had quite a full roster all season, had they? And they've been struggling with injuries as the second quarter gets underway. Oh no!
Hang on. Something's afoot. Did someone call a timeout with 0.3 seconds left on the clock? I think they did. Right, now it's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, end of the first quarter, still 29-13 to the Lions. Do you know what, though? If that was Mark, I didn't see who called it. It was Lions possession, so I imagine Mark Clark called it. But I like that, though, if we'd have known what was going on. Yeah. 0.3 seconds on the clock. Say you're in a close game situation in the games where they had in the Euro Cup against Bourges. You've got 0.3 on the clock. You want to be able to try in a real game situation a play, and that's the opportunity that gives you.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's obviously the reason that it happened. Apologies there to people watching because I thought that it was the end of the quarter. But yeah, I mean, why not? This is a team that is going to be back in Europe next year. Hopefully it'll be the same faces that are out there. So why not try and end of the game, buzzer beating play? You know, just try it out. Why not?
Absolutely. Because there's nothing you can't replicate in game situations, can you? Unless you're in a game, you know. Practice is great, but nothing like a live situation.
Right, you ready for this? If Durham beat Gloucester, then Mystics need to beat Leicester on Sunday and also need Essex to beat Nottingham and Cardiff to beat Caledonia. If Durham lost to Gloucester and Mystics beat Leicester, then they're in. Okay. If Mystics lose to Leicester, then they can't make playoffs even if the other results go their way.
So it's a...
and that is out of the word, that is out of the mouth from the oracle that is Mr. Michael Hanson-Morris. If he says it, Kaz, I believe it.
He's got spreadsheets coming out of his ears to work that one out.
Mikey is the human spreadsheet.
So it's a tough call, but you know anything can happen. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
But it's like you're saying, though, it's been a tough season. There's been injuries. You know, Lauren Thomas-Johnson. You can't say. I mean, congratulations to Lauren for the reason that she stopped playing, but she was doing some great things. She was back to being Lauren Thomas-Johnson. So you know, it's obviously a shame to lose her from the rotation. But it's been a tough all season for the Mystics, and you can say that the likes of Dom and Georgia, there'll be a few aching bones at this point in the season.
As Breen's 3 doesn't go, and Allen gets the rebound. And Williams' 3 is up, and that one's no good. As May are fighting inside for it, but Beckford Norton comes up with it, and Beckford Norton, one of those players, generally the smallest player on the court, she's going to grab a rebound. She's Nicolette Fong-Lu-Ki.
Yeah, she's tough.
Leonard to Beckford Norton, over to Breen. Inside to Ume. Leonard's there, brilliant pass. Leonard can't finish that one, but she's going to get, I think there was a foul on that play.
That's the one where you're cussing a player for missing because the assist was so beautiful. But no, I mean, Shanice Beckford Norton, wow.
She's fast.
Yeah. Seen her playing for GB a couple of times, and she's such a competitor, so tough. Yeah, big fan.
And still such a young player as well. This is what's exciting. A lot of this London team, we've got some vets as well, but this is the future, isn't it? This is the future of the game.
Oh, this is the future of GB basketball that we're looking at today. There's one person at the line there, and then obviously Holly Winterburn, and then sorry, my mind's just gone blank as I'm looking at the scoreboard.
So Jones to Accra, and so to Mayer. Jones pulls up, and that one's good. Georgia Jones hits, takes us to 6 points in the game. I think you were right, Adam.
Yep. Georgia Jones ain't scared of nobody. It doesn't matter who you put in front of her. Georgia Jones plays like Georgia Jones, much like Dom Allen and Rhiannon Bailey. So it leads on to what we were saying about this is a tough Mystics team that have just been unlucky with injuries and a short roster this year.
Absolutely, as Leonard's 3 is up and doesn't go, Allen grabs the rebound. And did you see how high Shanice Beckford Norton got then?
I certainly did.
Oh, no look pass from Jones to Williams, and she finishes it. And I know it probably won't mean as much to the individuals, but they've had some fantastic individual performances this season. Maybe it hasn't always translated into wins, but we've seen Georgia Jones 18 assists in a game. Vanessa Accra and Dominique Allen both had 17 rebound games.
But you know what though? When you talk to these players after the game, they don't care. They don't, you speak to George. Oh, George, you broke a record today. Oh, did I? Okay. Dom, you had 17 rebounds today. Okay. That's what I love about this Mystics team is that they're so modest, and it's not just for show. That is who they are as people. Obviously it's. We're fortunate to get sort of this close to teams and to players and everything like that, and there's just some great people out there playing this game, and the likes of Georgia Jones and Dominique Allen, and it's the same on the other side as well. Joe Leadham, they don't care about how many points they scored, or they want to win. That's all they're bothered about. Absolutely.
I mean, from a fan perspective, it's fun, and it's enjoyable to watch. But yeah, I just want to give credit to them. There's been a lot of
there's not a lot of stat searches in this league. It's about winning and team.
Yeah. So 34-17, just over 7 minutes to go. Jones's 3 is up, that doesn't go, and Mayer's fighting for the rebound. Can't keep it in though. Breen's got it, and Leonard's there on the break. Kennedy Leonard lays it in. I need Shanice Beckford Norton on a fast break.
Well, can you imagine?
So we're going to have a timeout, and this is a timeout that we're very well aware of, with 7:27 to go, 34-19.
No, they're running a play just in case they're in a situation with 7:27 left in the second quarter, and they need that special 7:27 play. I'm trying to make up for the fact that we were both half asleep and didn't realise it was a timeout.
As we see Rachel James coming in onto the bench for the Mystics. Unfortunately, Rachel, another player that suffered an injury a couple of weeks ago, so she's out, but it's great to see her here supporting the team.
That's what I mean. It's like what a spark Rachel was when she came back. And remember that first game back when she was just going mental?
4 threes in a row.
4 threes in a row. And then she comes in and she rolls her ankle. Is it her ankle or her knee? It was a knee. Yeah, I can see her knee's heavily strapped. So you gain something and then lose it, and that's just kind of been the story of the Mystics season. And it's such a shame because at this point in certain careers, the Doms, the Georges, and the Rhianns, you want them to be sort of still making the playoffs and just maybe getting that last taste of winning something.
You say last, but I don't know if like none of those players are allowed to ever retire.
Well,
that's the I've not told them.
Yeah,
but
well,
that's the rule.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, right? Rhiannon Bailey retired last year, and then by the start of the season, she was back out there on the floor.
I mean, she set the tone, and Tom Brady followed.
Exactly. So, you know, Georgia, Dom, and Rhiannon have played a lot of basketball over the years. You know, their bodies are, going to be feeling these aches and pains. And for us, we never want them to go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I never want to not watch Georgia Jones, Dom Allen, Rhiannon Bailey play basketball. As Accra passes inside, Jones off the glass, and there we go. Georgia Jones with 8 points in the game for her. As Leonard slows things down for London. Leonard over to Beckford Norton. Pass inside, knocked down. And I think that bounced right into the hands of Mark Clark on their sideline.
Vanessa Accra was insisting it didn't come off her, I think. Did she do the Accra stare?
She did the Accra stare, Accra stare. Beckford Norton. Leonard's going to try a three, and that one's not going to go. Allen with another rebound. Dom Allen feels like she's pulling down a lot of rebounds today. Have you got a figure for us, Adam? Five rebounds in the game for Dom so far to go along with 2 points. As London coming back with it. Leonard to Breen. Breen back to Leonard. Breen gets it back again. Her three's up. That one's not going to go. Ball's tapped away. Breen gets it. Passes outside. Shots up, and that is good. As Joseph knocks down a two. And Cassie Breen is a player I particularly enjoy watching. She's very much a catch and shoot player, which is how I like to play. I spoke to her last year with Focus Hoops, and she was talking about Klay Thompson, being that kind of Klay Thompson player, and I really like watching her play.
Yeah, it's always fun, isn't it, when you hear a player like that saying, "Oh, I enjoy watching this player," and then you connect the dots and go, "Oh yeah, okay, you're a Klay Thompson fan. Well, there you go."
She nails a three.
Did you say catch and shoot?
Yep. And that's going to take Breen to 6 in the game. As we've got a foul on the floor. And Alicia Moore back into the game. Erica Williams going to head to the bench for the Mystics. So Accra with the inbound. To Jones. Jones off the screen from Allen. Moore. Oh, great pass from Alicia Moore to Rhiannon Bailey on the baseline. Bailey drives baseline, and she's just going to step out of bounds on that one. And we've got a timeout. So, leading all scorers at the moment, we've got Kennedy Leonard and Georgia Jones at both on 8 points apiece. Kennedy Leonard leading the league in assists, and Georgia Jones third in assists with 7 a game. So the score is 42-19. We've got 5:37 left to go in the first half. London's putting in a typically dominant London performance so far. But you can see, when you see it up close, I'm sure you can see it on the screen as well, the work they put in, the way they take care of the ball, and all the effort that goes into it. It's they put in so much work to be this good.
Absolutely. And we were talking on the Below the Rim podcast last night about what Leicester Riders are going to do for the rest of the season. Are they going to ease up a little bit? With everything's in the bag for them. So they've just got to wait for the playoffs. And I'm always of the opinion, no, I don't think they will, because teams like this don't want to just go, all right, we'll only play at half. You imagine saying to Joe Leadham, can you only play at half tempo tonight? She'd just slap you upside the head and say no.
I don't think she has a half tempo.
Exactly. And you say to Azania Stewart, oh, can you go in a bit soft today? She's just going to look at you like, what?
You play this game to win.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter. They're going, and plus they want to win every game of the season. You know, they don't want to have a blip with 2 games to go. So
exactly. So team's back on court. Stewart over to Breen. Breen pulls up for 3, and that one's good. Cassie Breen with another 3. And Breen's leading the Lions in scoring as well this season, 16.2 points per game. And she's gone 22 of 22 from the free throw line on him, as Bailey's shot is blocked by Stewart. And Leonard comes up with it. Leonard, and pass intercepted by Alicia Moore. And she's going to stop. Passes it to Accra, who's going to finish it. Vanessa Accra with a tough bucket after a great pass from Alicia Moore. So Accra's going to head to the line. And Vanessa Accra, Adam, another player again for the Mystics that's really, really improved on her previous season. You know, if there was most improved player award, she'd definitely be in the running. She's almost doubled her rebounding stats from last year. She's 8.3 rebounds a game.
Hi, Nashzilla. That's her nickname. I mean,
exactly.
She's a workhorse. She's done it all year round.
She's definitely a JLC type of player.
She's our JLC.
As Winterburn puts up a 3, and that one hits. Accra for the Mystics, 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Hands it over to Williams. She's got Winterburn on her. Williams off the screen. She's doubled. Passes over to Allen. Allen pulls up. Short jumper. Oh, just pops out and through the hands of Accra. Jones grabs it. Accra wasn't expecting that one. Inside to Allen. 3 on the shot clock. Moore puts it up, and she just can't quite get high enough, I think, to lift that one in. So Lions with the rebound. Holly Winterburn passes it off to Stewart. Leonard. Winterburn driving, steps through, passes out to Leonard, and that is just going to be knocked away, but it's going to stay with the Lions.
I had the perfect view of what Kennedy Leonard was thinking there. She saw Azania Stewart under the basket, and she sent that ball so straight. Yeah, I mean, the pass didn't happen, but the vision is what I was looking at there.
So Breen with the inbound, 7 on the shot clock. Breen over to Leonard. Leonard to Winterburn. Out to Breen. Leonard gets it back. She pulls up for 3. That one is not going to go. Accra gets the rebound. And Lions picking up full court. Jones. Over to Shea. Shea looking for some help. And it's just going to be a foul on Kennedy Leonard. It's going to be her first for the Lions. As we got a substitution, as Joe Leedon-Warner comes back into the game, and Kennedy Leonard's going to take a seat. Chantel Charles and Leah McDermott also coming back in for Cassie Breen and Shanice Beckford-Norton. So yeah, that's the kind of substitution you're looking at.
You know what I mean?
So Accra into Williams. That's knocked away by Leedon-Warner. Leedon-Warner and Charles. She's going to slow it down. McDermott. McDermott pulls up, and she doesn't get that one to fall. Shea gets the rebound. Just over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jones to Accra, and that pass is just a bit too strong. She knew it. You can see it on her face.
Yeah, nice little wink between her and Vanessa Accra. They both knew.
So McDermott bringing the ball up for London. She hands it off to Winterburn. Winterburn gets it back. 3 is up, and that one's no good, but Dom Allen gets the rebound. And tough fighting Azania Stewart for the rebound as Jones powers down the court. Crossover. Going against McDermott. She's going to slow it down. Pulls back 3, and that one's no good. Into the hands of Leedon-Warner. Winterburn. Winterburn steps away inside, and oh, what a move from Molly Winterburn. And we're going to have a timeout, Mystics.
Yeah, that was a sweet move from Holly Winterburn. Euro step inside there. She had her eyes on the prize the minute she got hold of the ball there. But the play before that, do you see the movement from Georgia Jones? You know, she's still got that ability to move her body and shimmy around the court. Shame the shot didn't come off, but yeah, she's still got it.
So 50-21 Lions lead, 2:32 to go. Cassie Breen with 9 points in the game so far. She's leading all scorers. And Georgia Jones leading the way on 8 for the Mystics. So Dom Allen has 2 points and 6 rebounds to go along with that. Sorry, 7 rebounds, just been updated. And for the Lions, Zania Stewart has 3 rebounds and 3 assists so far. So it seems getting ready to come back onto the court. Nice to see quite a crowd here today at the National Basketball Performance Centre. I think we've got some people travelled quite far as well to see this game.
Yeah, I can see a couple of members of the basketball glitterati in the house. I saw Lloyd Gardner, head coach of the Giants. I saw Danny Clark, Jamel Anderson, of course, here. So
back underway, 2:30 to go. Georgia Jones brings the ball up for the Mystics, hands it over to Erica Williams. Accra gets it inside to Jones. Jones working against Winterburn. 3 to shoot. Jones, she's doubled. Scoop layup, and that one's not going to drop. So London coming back with it. Leading Warner over to Winterburn. Winterburn gets it back. She's got Jones on her. Over to Leading Warner. McDermott. 4 on the shot clock. Leading Warner inside to Winterburn. Winterburn against Allen. And how did she make that? Holly Winterburn with a tough bucket. It's at 52-21 Lions lead. Jones off the screen from Allen. And you see this double team that's coming to Georgia Jones pretty much every time she's got the ball. Is London obviously looking to close her down?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a great London team, but they know who they're playing against, you know, and the biggest threat to them is Georgia Jones, so they've got to double down on her.
Absolutely, this is going to be a sideline London ball. Chantel Charles to inbound. And Charles into McDermott. McDermott against Jones, got 4 on the shot clock, swings it over to Winterburn. Winterburn driving baseline, puts up the floater, and that one hits Holly Winterburn. And I think Dominique Allen enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's as tough as it might be in the heat of competition, I'm sure there's a lot of fans of this Lions team.
Yeah, a lot of fans of one another.
Yeah. Jones's shot is too strong. Azania Stewart grabs the rebound. McDermott to Charles. Inside to Stewart. She's working against Allen, former Olympic teammates, going against one another as Stewart gets it to drop. Jones to Allen. To Williams. Williams is going to try a 3, and that one's no good. Winterburn with the rebound. 16 on the shot clock. London can take the last shot of the quarter. Winterburn hands it off to Stewart. She's going to try a long 2. That one's no good into the hands of Jones. Shea, 5. Over to Jones, to Williams. 1 second to shoot. Williams at the buzzer. That one's too strong. And that's going to do it for the end of the first half. We have Lions 56, Mystics 21. After a really strong showing from the London Lions, Holly Winterburn has 12 points and Cassie Breen with 9. Georgia Jones is leading the Mystics with 8 points so far. So we're going to take a quick break for half time, and we'll be back with you in around 10 minutes' time. So welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre. We're here for our early evening, late afternoon tip-off between the Manchester Met Mystics and the London Lions. London currently with a 56-21 lead as we head into the third quarter. So the London Lions are led by Holly Winterburn with 12 points. And the Manchester Mystics led by Georgia Jones on 8. So teams just finishing up a bit of last-minute practice before they come back on the court. And this is the last Manchester Met Mystics home game of this season. So thanks to everyone that has followed along and watched along with us all season. We hope to be back with you next year, and we'll be bringing you all the action when the season kicks back off in September.
Sorry, Kaz, deep in conversation with my good buddy Mark Ferris, the amazing photographer who you see everywhere in Manchester basketball. He's a very modest dude, doesn't often get a mention, but a lot of the photographs you see coming through from Manchester basketball, it's either going to be him or Harry. And Mark's been doing it a long time. He's a great guy. I've done a lot of work with him on the Bram 161 YouTube channel with the one-on-one interviews. So yeah, just having a bit of a catch up. Unfortunately, his main sport is ice hockey. Unfortunately, the Storm didn't make playoffs this year, but yeah, frees him up for hoops though.
There's always a silver lining. So Adam, who has been your player of the game so far? For London first. Have you enjoyed watching the most? I mean, we always enjoy watching Joe Leedham. We're massive Joe Leedham Warner fans, aren't we?
Well, hey, listen, right. If I was to do a list of my 20 favourite basketball players, you know, in any league, any country, anything, Joe Leedham would be on there. So any time you get to see Joe Leedham play is a pleasure. But when you get to see from a commentary standpoint, you know, it's great. Holly Winterburn's been awesome.
Yeah.
I think she's having a great game. Is she leading the scoring for London?
Yes, she is with 12 all
points. And but I'm really enjoying watching Kennedy Leonard as well, because I'm a big fan of passing basketball. So yeah, I love seeing her vision.
Yeah, it's very impressive to watch as we get the third quarter underway, and Breen kicks it over to Leonard. Leedham in the corner for the long two. That one's not going to go, but Stewart gets the rebound, hands it back off to Leedham Warner, and it's just tapped away. So some good D from Vanessa Accra on that possession. So Jones with the ball, and you like to see, I don't know, a lot of these players look like they've got smiles on their faces today.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of history between some of these players, you know, Zania, Joe and Dom. You know, every time they see each other, you can't help but feel they all think back to 2012 and the amazing journey they had that year.
As that is a turnover, that's going to be foul on Bailey.
And then you've got the, you know, the players like Joe and Georgia Jones from Eurobasket.
Yeah,
you know, the success that Team GB had there. You know, obviously Zania's been around for a long time, so she's played with Georgia for many years as well. So you know, it's good. I mean, it's in a lot of ways it's like the old guard going, yeah, come on, let's see who's still got it. Let's see what moves we've still got. But yeah, it's always good seeing smiles out there. It's the end of a long season, and I'm sure everyone's exhausted, and it is good just to see them enjoy being around one another.
Yeah, it's great to see. As those two free throws are good. So I think, was that an unsportsmanlike on the Mystics as London get the ball back? So Breen pulls up for three, and that one hits the arc on that one. Cassie Breen with 12 points in the game, joins Holly Winterburn on 12. Gives the Lions a 40-point lead. Bailey to Williams, over to Accra. Jones. And that pass is just stolen away. Kennedy Leonard's on the break. Going against Accra, she's going to slow it down a little bit. Breen pulls up for three, and that one's too strong. Beckford Norton with the rebound, hands it back off. Breen again. That one doesn't go. Jones, and she's doubled, passes it off to Bailey. Williams in the corner, 3 is up, and that is no good. Lions with the rebound. Leadon Warner nearly knocked away, keeps hold of it though. Stewart's got it. Breen, and looked like she was about to try another 3. Leonard with a short jumper from the baseline, that's too strong. Gets it back though. And some great ball movement from the Lions here as Breen nails another 3, and that's going to take us to 15 in the game. You see the patience the Lions have got there.
Yeah, that's just experience, that, isn't it? The patience to know when to just hold off for a couple more seconds, keep passing the ball around the perimeter, and then wait for someone to spot up.
As Bailey keeps that inside. 6 on the shot clock. Bailey against Beckford Norton. Bailey's short little pass to Allen for a jumper. That one's no good. And Lions coming back on the attack. Jones knocks that one out, so it's going to stay Mystics ball. And look who's entered the house.
LTJ is in the house.
Great to see so much support for the Mystics and the Lions today.
Yeah, it was good to see snatched by low. Lauren Thomas Johnson's in the house.
Stewart's jumper doesn't go, and Williams will take a hard fall if she was jumping for that rebound against Leadon Warner. And ball is going to go back with the Mystics. And that's going to be foul number 1 on Jo Leadon Warner.
I think she's hit pretty hard there. I mean, Jo Leadon Warner came in and they clashed. I'm just wondering if it's possibly a nosebleed.
Looks like she's trying to keep her head up there, so hope she's okay. And it'll be Mystics ball on the end line. Vanessa Accra to inbound. As Jones going against Leonard. Jones gets it back. And nice spin move from Georgia Jones. Passes it over to Dominique Allen. Moore's got it. 2 seconds to shoot. Breen steals it away. Cassie Breen going against Alicia Moore. Breen over to Beckford Norton, and Beckford Norton just lays it in. And ball's knocked away. It's going to go back with the Mystics. Lions with a 66-21 lead. Now, when you look at the Lions this season, Adam, they've been their winning margin is an average of 41 points per game.
Yeah, I mean, how scary is that? I mean, that's just crazy.
Kennedy Leonard thought about the 3, passes it back over. Beckford Norton, her 3 is up, and that is good. Nothing but net from Shanice Beckford Norton. Bailey to Moore. Jones. Jones passes it over. And you look at this London defence. Alicia Moore's going to try a 3 and hits it. Alicia Moore with a huge 3. And really pleased to see Alicia Moore getting some minutes and, you know, making the most of them on the court when she does. She's had some games where she, you know, may not score a lot, but she does that work off the ball that we constantly talk about, as Jo Leadon bangs in another 3.
Yeah, she's having a good game tonight, is Alicia. Proud to see it. That was a beautiful 3-point shot from her there.
And when you can do that against, you know, a tough team like London, it gives you a lot of confidence as a player.
Of course it does. I mean, that's the sort of thing that she'll always have with her, you know. She puts on some nice buckets against this London Lions.
Leonard lays it off the glass. That one's a bit too strong, and Accra doesn't quite save it in, so it's going to go back with London. But some good pressure D on there. The shot there to put Leonard off. So we've got a substitution for London. Shaquila Joseph and Stephanie Ume coming back in for London. Shanice Beckford Norton's going to head to the bench. And Azania Stewart. I've not had my Shanice dunk yet.
It's coming, Kaz, it's coming.
Joseph over to Leonard. Breen. Back to Leonard. Moving it round. Pass inside to Joseph. Leonard's there, nearly stolen away. Keeps hold of it. Ume working inside and lays it in. That's a great move from Stephanie Ume. As we come to just around the halfway mark in the third quarter. Shea's pass stolen away by Breen. Breen all the way over to Leonard and gets it back. That shot is no good, but that ball movement from Kennedy Leonard to Cassie Breen, they're two of the players that did play for London last year, so they know each other very well, and they've both been very complimentary, talking about each other, how good it is to play with each other.
Yeah, it's a nice little link up there for sure. But I mean, this Lions team are just relentless. I mean, it's 74-24. I mean, they just don't stop.
They don't, and you know, it's incredibly impressive to see. Joseph to Breen, back to Leonard. Breen's wide open, her three's up, and that one's no good. Leadham Warner just steps out of bounds with that one, so it's going to be Mystics' ball. And something I thought was interesting, Adam, when you listen to the post-game interview that Mark Clark did after one of the, I think it was the Cup final, he talks about setting the standard with this team for the WBBL and setting the tone for the league. You know, this is where the London Lions are, and the other teams need to keep up to that. As Maya lays it in, and her first bucket of the game. And I think that's a really interesting point. I think it's really good as well. It's good for the league. Well,
it definitely is. It's an interesting point, and it evokes a lot of conversation. It's something we've talked about on Below the Rim before now, is that obviously this London franchise is obviously in a good place financially, so they can afford to put these players onto the floor as professionals. Not everybody has that privilege. I mean, we know that the Mystics, even though they're playing at a pro level, you know, a lot of them they all still work. So it is tough, because you got to be looking at it going, all right, well, but where does the money come from? Because not every club and franchise has the privilege of having the sort of money to spend that London have. I mean, whilst it's amazing to watch this London team, you know, part of you sort of going, all right, well, in theory, yeah, it will be great for, you know, for this to be the benchmark, but for that to be the benchmark, there's going to have to be people putting their hands in their pockets all over the country. It's bothered me for years that the likes of Georgia and Dominique and Rianne aren't doing this professionally, because these are professional athletes that have more than proven. I mean, look at them just sat over there about to sub in, just having a chat, laughing with one another, and they're every bit as talented as this London team. You know, I mean, had it been a couple of years ago, would we have seen Georgia and Dom on a team like this?
Yeah.
You know, so it's always been a little bugbear of mine that these players don't get paid. And obviously there's so much talent in this league. It's such a complex question. Yes, they set the benchmark, but until there's some more money kicking around for the rest of the WBBL, it's a benchmark that you know, London Lions are just going to run away with. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good point, Adam.
So Georgia Jones and Dom Allen check into the game, and they are having an absolute blast, which I love to see.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Dom and Georgia, two, you know, wonderful human beings as well as great players. But yeah, like I say, that's two players that should have been doing this for a living.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Winterburn over to Joseph McDermott. Winterburn gets it back. And her pass to Ume is stolen away by Moore. I think that's going to be a foul call though on Moore. Or is that... No, that's on Ume. And a great job from Alicia Moore there to steal the ball away. She's really... I've spoken about her a lot this game, but she really stands out to me, does Alicia?
She's doing a good job. She's doing a good job. It's a daunting task for a young player who's new to the WBBL to step up and play against a team like this, but she looks so much more confident than she has in the other games against them.
As that pass is stolen away by Joseph, and Charles can't keep that one inside, but that was a tough pass quite ahead of her.
Yeah, she put a bit too much sauce on that one.
So Jones. She's guarded by McDermott. Jones hands it off to Shea and Winterburn. She can't keep hold of that one, so it's back with the Mystics. But Holly Winterburn, I mean, what's this, Adam? Like a 50 point lead, and Holly Winterburn is still going after every ball.
Of course she will. It's what I said at the start of the broadcast. It's players like that don't step on the court to play it half speed. They step on the court because they're all about business.
And you love to see it. Holly is an absolute fantastic talent, and had a season with the Leicester Riders last year, and then obviously signed with London Lions this season. So Jones trying to get something inside. There's going to be a foul on the floor. We've got 3.1 on the shot clock. So it's going to be end-line ball with a fresh 14 for the Mystics. So Accra over to Jones. Jones driving, hands it off to Accra, and she can't finish that much. She's going to head to the line, but what a pass from Georgia Jones.
You know my thing about when people make a beautiful pass and then it doesn't end up in a basket? That was one of those. Had that gone in as a basket, that would have been on the plays of the week for sure. Beautiful pass from Georgia.
We're probably going to have to start our own highlight reel of great passes that didn't end up in a finished basket.
Yeah, exactly. It's time for another stat line. Created the JLC, now we need to think of something else as well.
As Accra hits the first. And the second. So 1:27 to go in the third quarter. McDermott hands it off to Charles. Winterburn passes back to McDermott. Her three is up, and that one's not going to fall. Accra manages to keep that one. Great hustle from Vanessa Accra to go against Shaquila Joseph on that one. Shea inside to Allen, to Mayer, and great pass from Dominique Allen inside to Erica Mayer. She's gone to the Georgia Jones assist school as well.
It was a nice little pass before that from Ann Shea as well.
Yeah.
Lovely little sequence there.
I mean, you got two of the top three assist leaders in the league on these two teams, so you've got to think like they set the tone in practice.
Definitely, yeah. I'm just looking over at the bench there. It looks like Erica Williams did indeed take a bit of a blow to the nose there. She's she's doing the tissue up the nose trick to try and stop the bleeding.
It's tough. It's a non-contact game apparently, so we're told.
You know, Hannah Shaw once said to me that when she's doing coaching in school, she always says to the kids, or when she's doing sessions with the community session, you know, you've probably been told at school that it's a non-contact sport. You were lied to, because it very much is a contact sport. And yeah, when Hannah told me that, it really made me laugh, because it's dead right. You do. I remember at school, right? Basketball's a non-contact sport, and it's like, well, it really isn't. And in a lot of ways, I mean, I always think now that the women's game is so physical. I think a lot of the time these WBBL players put the BBL guys to shame.
Do you remember now? I'm going to say a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, before COVID, we witnessed a game here that was probably the most physical basketball game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was borderline violent. Who were they playing against? Was it Newcastle or Nottingham or?
I think it was either Newcastle or Sheffield.
Yeah, it might have been, but it was just like they were warriors.
As London lay that one in, so takes their lead to 76-30. Just over 35 seconds to go as Moore drives, and she is going to get the foul call on that one. So that is going to be foul number 2 on Holly Winterburn.
Just looking up at the scoreboard there, there's not too many fouls actually in the game.
No, it's been pretty low fouling.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 5 fouls total for the Mystics.
As Moore misses the first. And makes a second. So it takes Alicia Moore to 6 points in the game. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. McDermott against Jones, and nearly stolen away. It is stolen away. Jones steals it. Moore's there, and that's going to just get knocked out of bounds. That was... I think Moore wasn't expecting that one. But when you're playing with Georgia Jones, you've got to expect every ball to come flying towards you. 13 seconds to go. Ume passes inside, and Joseph gets that one to drop. 6 seconds to go. Jones with the ball. Accra, 3. Needs to put something up, and that will be short. That's going to do it for the third quarter. 78-31, Lions lead. They are led by 15 points from Cassie Breen, and the Mystics are led by Georgia Jones on 8 points.
Just having a look on the YouTube stream here. I noticed a couple of comments. Reading Rockets, appreciate the message there. He's put out of interest how many spectators are watching Mystics usually. It'd be great to see them and others play in front of big crowds. Well, I was saying before the game that this is the sort of game where the place should be packed. I mean, on this side where we're commentating from, there's a pretty sizable crowd actually behind us.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
The Giants actually have practice straight after this, so the whole Giants squad's here as well. But in terms of spectators, there's maybe 100, 150. But for a game like this between the London Lions and the Manchester Mystics, with the players that are on the floor, this should be a packed house, man. This should be booming, and that's something that we've all got to do a better job of, promoting the game. Certainly as a coach for the Mystics under 14s, I'm urging our team to be down here, watching these Mystics players. And then on a game like tonight, I just saw one of our team, young Sally Robinson, run across the back of the court, and I'm constantly saying to her, you're the next Joe Leadon, come and study her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you need, the younger players that we have need to be able to see these role models, see what they can do, see, learn the game from them as well, and you just want to see the support as well, because the quality of play is fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. The quality of basketball in the WBBL is getting better and better every year, and what a showcase for it this game is.
So, about to get the fourth and final quarter underway. And it will be Mystics inbound with Vanessa Accra to inbound. So Accra over to Jones. She's got McDermott on her. Jones to Accra. Jones gets it back. 4 on the shot clock. Jones against Joseph. Moore's got it. She puts something up, and that doesn't go. But you gotta just get something up at the end of the shot clock like that.
Well, sure, and obviously you always want to see it go in, but
we've seen a few of those this season as well. The Georgia Gale 3/4 length court bank shot, which was ridiculous. So Winterburn, nice pass over into the corner. McDermott back to Winterburn, and this Lions ball movement is fantastic. McDermott for 3 doesn't go. Charles grabs the rebound, hands it off to Ume, and she can't finish that one, but Erica Mayer gets the rebound. And Erica Mayer, a player that came into the Mystics halfway through the season, she's had a few more minutes recently as Moore's 3 is up, and that is good. Alicia Moore sends it into the mountains. It comes down with snow on top.
Yeah, good for you, Alicia. Great shot there. Having herself a ball game.
I think this is a season high for Alicia. 9 points in the game so far. Winterburn's 3 is up, and that one doesn't go. Accra over to Jones. Moore in the corner. She's going to put the 3 up again. That one's just a bit too short. We've got the Alicia Moore fan club over here. Winterburn, pass is stolen away by Accra and hands it off to Jones. I think Mayer just got caught on that one. Jones over to Moore. Hands it off to Jones. 5 on the shot clock, off the screen. 4. Jones needs to get something up, and pass is stolen away. Charles on the break. Passes to, I think she passed to Accra accidentally. And Moore comes away with it. Moore over to Accra, and that was just a bit too strong. And, you know, it's a tough scoreline, this, isn't it? But it's good to see that the Mystics are trying, you know, again, much like the 0.3 seconds at the end of the first quarter, it's a good chance to be able to try plays and things that you maybe wouldn't normally get the chance to do in maybe a closer game, a couple of possession game.
I mean, it's tough for sure. I mean, 78-34, that, you know, we're not going to be dumb enough to say, oh, yeah, they still could get back into this, because it's just not going to happen. But, you know, they're still out there working hard, and Alicia Moore's having herself a good ball game, and good for her.
Yeah, absolutely love to see it, as Beckford Norton's shot doesn't go. Moore had a really good game actually in the win against Sheffield, that 1-point win against Sheffield, where you know, that was one of my games of the season for the Mystics. In fact, it was the game of the season for me. It was an incredibly close game, really exciting to watch, and Alicia Moore really showed flourishes there of what she can do, and I'm excited to see what she'll do in the future. As Shea gets it, puts the shot up, and that's blocked by Winterburn. Beckford Norton comes up with it. Beckford Norton, she's going to go all the way, and she steps into Accra. And
who patiently does the Vanessa Accra pose to see if the referee dare call the foul on her. What's the result going to be? I think that Beckford Norton might be called for a charging foul. Yep. Vanessa Accra with the stare down work.
No, they've called it on Accra on the scoreboard.
Oh, really?
They look like they just changed their mind. They've given it as a second foul on Accra, unless the scoreboard, they're going to review that one. I mean, it looks...
Well, the referee's in conversation. I mean, to me, I don't think Vanessa did anything wrong there. I mean, she just stood tall.
Feet set,
and Shanice, you know, kind of, she sort of lured Shanice in there, took the hit. I just wonder whether they are going to give it to the Mystics or not.
So, well, it's over. Currently, it stands as a foul on Vanessa Accra, her second. So, with 6:58 to go in the fourth quarter, the score is 78-34 to the Lions. As the teams come back on court. And yep, that stays foul on Mystics, so it's going to be London sideline ball. As Leonard hands it off to Beckford Norton, gets it back. Winterburn, pass inside to Stewart, and she's just going to lose it, but that's going to stay with the Lions.
Yeah, that was almost classic Azania Stewart there, come into the paint, collect the ball, and then mid move, just lay the ball in there. She's made a career out of moves like that as Azania Stewart.
Leonard to Winterburn, got 4 on the shot clock. Winterburn with a long 3, and that one doesn't hit. Allen taps the rebound over to Accra. Jones. She's going to bring it up to the Mystics, pass to Accra. Accra driving, and can't quite that to finish. Bailey gets the rebound though, so Mystics with another chance. Jones's shot is up, and that one won't go. And Kennedy Leonard coming up for London. Beckford Norton. Over to Leonard. Swings it back round. Beckford Norton, her 3 is up, and that is good. Shanice Beckford Norton playing the 3-on-3 squad earlier this year, late last year.
Yeah, I mean, she's great for 3-on-3, and she's just such a quick mover, and can do it from inside and out.
So Shea for the Mystics. It's going against Charles. 4 on the shot clock. Passing. I think that was a pass, maybe. That's no good though. Leonard, and great pass from Kennedy Leonard to Beckford Norton. Swings it round. Beckford Norton with the long 2. No good. Gets her own rebound. Passes it out to Winterburn. And Charles is going to try a 3, and that one doesn't go. Beckford Norton with a huge jump for a rebound. Leonard. Over to Winterburn. Her shot's up, and that one is good. Holly Winterburn up to 15, along with Cassie Breen for the Lions. Jones for the Mystics, driving. Scoop layup, doesn't go, and Beckford Norton comes up with the rebound. Over to Winterburn. Pulls up for 3, and she hits it! 18 points in the game for Holly Winterburn. And this 3-point shooting from the Lions, I mean, everyone's a threat, pretty much. Shea, she's going against Leonard. Passes to Accra, and it's going to be a foul on the floor.
Interesting though, London shooting 34% from beyond the arc, 15 of 43. Am I reading that right? 15 of 43.
It's a lot of shots.
That is a lot of shots.
I mean, you score 87 points, you've got to shoot a lot of shots.
You certainly have.
So it's going to be foul number 3 on Holly Winterburn, as Georgia Jones and Dom Allen head to the bench for the Mystics. Moore. She keeps hold of that and hands it over to Shea. Got 3 on the shot clock. Shea's 3 is up, and that one's just a bit too strong. Erica Mayer with the rebound for the Mystics. Manages to keep it alive. It's going to be jump ball, but it's going to go back with London. But great hustle from Erica Mayer.
See Dom and Georgia there over on the bench, just having a chat. I mean, what a duo, those two throughout their career, from the days at Oral Roberts University, through GB, through the Mystics, through winning a championship, through winning a trophy together. You know, what a duo. How many times have we said it over the past few years? Jones to Allen, or Allen screens for Jones, you know. One of the greatest 1-2 punches in the WBBL history for sure.
As Beckford Norton bangs in another 3. Yeah, absolutely. And just it's an absolute joy to watch them. We get to watch them, you know, up close in person every week here. As Leonard steals the ball away. Kennedy Leonard on the break, and she's going to drop that one in.
I just want to give a shout out as well to Mr. and Mrs. Allen, who I know will be watching this. So Clive and Jane Allen. Obviously Clive, BBL legend himself. And Dom's sister Whitney, if she's watching. And husband-to-be Will Maynard.
As Joe Leedon-Warner back in, drops in another 2. And we're going to have a timeout. So I just want to say a big thank you, with it being the last game of the season, to last home game of the season, to everybody that helps put these games on at the Mystics. You know, Chloe Lyons does a great job on the floor.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to Rem, who's up there now. She has no idea we're talking about her. We're talking about you, Rem. She's just looking at me like, what the hell is he on about? We're but thanks to Rem for doing the camera operating here and over at the Magic. So the picture that you see is courtesy of Rem, who's currently stood on top of a chair, doing a great job.
And yeah, thanks for everyone that helps put on the game day experience. And thank you, Adam.
And thank you, Kaz. Yeah, it's been a great year. This has been so great being back, you know, watching basketball live after a horrible 2 years, and so much more to come as well. We're here at the weekend for the NBL D2 playoff final. Manchester Mystics take on Sheffield,
and they are taking on Sheffield. They aren't taking on Solent. Helen Naylor will enjoy that. So Manchester Mystics D2 against the Sheffield Hatters.
Yeah, and then in the men's final, Manchester Magic are going against Solent.
So going to be a great weekend of basketball. But back on the court, we've still got over 3 minutes to go. London have a 94-34 lead. And Holly Winterburn is leading all scorers with 18 points in the game so far. Cassie Breen on 15 and Georgia Jones on 8 for the Mystics, followed by Alicia Moore on 9 as Moore gets the ball. She's guarded by Beckford Norton, passes it back to Bailey. Accra over to Jones, 4 on the shot clock. Jones to Accra. Accra with the short jumper, that's not going to go, and Beckford Norton just tips it over to Winterburn. Hands it over to Leonard, pass out, and Winterburn gets it back. Holly Winterburn, 21 points in the game as she hits another 3. How many threes is that for Holly? We'll get Adam to check. Jones for the Mystics. Gives it to Moore. Accra, she's got Winterburn on her. And power into the basket, just a bit too strong. Leadon Warner gets the rebound on that one.
So Holly Winterburn is at 4 from 11.
I think it's 5 when you add the next.
Yeah, it might actually be 5 now.
And Holly Winterburn, a player that's flirted with a triple-double several times this season as well. She's a real, can do absolutely everything player. As Leadon Warner hits the first free throw. And nails the second.
Shanice Beckford Norton on a double-double. 13 points, 11 rebounds and 6 assists. Nice stat line for her tonight.
Now, Shanice Beckford Norton, Adam, is 5'8", and she's got 11 rebounds. Very impressive as Beckford Norton swings it around to Leadon Warner. Stewart into Leonard, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. And I think so. You won't be able to. I don't know if you can see it on the broadcast, but one of the shot clocks above the basket isn't working, so everyone's using the shot clock on the other end. So that's probably going to, cause a bit of a problem sometimes. But Mystics with the ball, just under 2 minutes to go. Moore driving against Leonard, strong off the glass, and Alicia Moore finishes, takes her to 11 points in the game, and that's a tough move from Alicia Moore. Leonard inside to Leadon Warner. She's going against Allen and Accra. Swings it over to Beckford Norton. And she's going to hit a 3. Takes her to 16 in the game. And the Lions to 102. Moore. To Jones with a deep 3. Oh, and that just spins out. 102-36. 1 minute 20 to go. Leonard pulls up for 3. We're getting into a shootout here. Stewart with the rebound. Winterburn. Deep 3. And that one's not going to go. Shanice Beckford Norton nearly jumped over Dominique Allen.
That was incredible. Wow.
Dom Allen is 6'4". Alicia Moore, and she nails it! Alicia Moore having a fantastic game. 13 points in the game for her. Now, who's our Bondi Bowls Mystics MVP of the game today? I think it's Mystics MVP. It's got to be Alicia Moore.
Alicia Moore has won Bondi Bowl Mystic of the game.
Really, really pleased to see her having a really good game today. 13 points and a couple of assists to go along with that. Entering the final minute, Leadon Warner as Nat Furtado comes into the game for the first time for the Mystics. Winterburn swings it around to McDermott. Her 3 is up and that one's not going to go. Shea manages to keep hold of that one. Great move from Shea to beat Leadon Warner to the rebound. Furtado over to Accra. Accra to Moore in the corner. She thought about that one, swings it round to Shea. And that's going to be knocked away by Ume. Ume keeps it in, and Stephanie Ume all the way. She can't finish it, and Shea is going to get called for the foul on that one. So that is going to be foul number 1 on Anne Shea. 24 seconds to go in the ball game. Stephanie Ume doesn't hit the first. And makes the second, takes Lions to 103. Last 24 seconds of the game. Mystics can hold for the last shot or run something here. So Shea going against McDermott. Shea trapped, hands it over to Moore. Moore passes over to Accra. 4 on the shot clock. Accra with a tough move, can't get that to finish, and Stewart's going to grab the rebound, pass over to Winterburn, and that is going to do it for the game. Lions 103, Mystics 38. Your top scorers are Holly Winterburn with 21 points, Shanice Beckford-Norton 16, and Cassie Breen on 15 for the Lions. For the Mystics, Alicia Moore with 13 points, followed by Georgia Jones on 8. So tough game for the Mystics. This Lions team are pretty impressive. That is going to take them to a 22-0 season so far. 2 more games to go against Essex and Sevenoaks for them to make it 24-0. You'll have to catch those games this weekend to see if they can do that. But that will do it for the last Mystics home game of the season. So on behalf of myself and Adam Masters, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you next season. Get down to the arena, get down to the National Basketball Performance Centre, and thank you for joining us as always.